All right, this is big. This is a special episode I have here tonight. I'm with Brady Olson, who's the quarterback for Central Connecticut State University. Brady, I appreciate you coming on here. I know you got a big week with playoffs coming up, but thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So what I was going to do with Brady is, obviously we're going to get into what's going on now with his playoff run and all that stuff, but I want to go back to when, you were a young guy and talk about that process and what you went through and, the things that were important to you, people that might have stood out and things like that. And,
Yeah.
we'll gradually make our way up to where we are today. So how's that
Cool.
sound? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sir, you keep calling me sir, you may, make me look around for my dad standing behind me, but appreciate it. You can call me Brian or Big. But
Sounds
anyway,
good.
so, how old were you when you first like started really getting serious about football?
Yeah. Well, my mom didn't let me play tackle football until probably around sixth, fifth grade, around there.
Smart
Probably
lady,
start.
very smart lady.
Yeah.
Can say that right
Yes,
now.
sir. Probably around eighth grade was when I fell in love with football. Probably I had not the most fun, but that was probably when I started thinking I was all right at the game.
Were you playing any other sports at the time?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing every sport under the sun. I played baseball most of my life. Started off with basketball was my first sport. Played lacrosse for a couple years, and football was kind of the constant and all of that.
So if you were going to say to, a parent of a kid, eighth grade, ninth grade, that's, wants to play football, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, just have them do everything. Regarding football. I mean, have them play any position, every position. Learn as much as you can about the game. But outside of football, play any sport because I mean, all sports helping every single sport. Just the diversity and hand-eye coordination and just knowing about sports is definitely a beneficial thing for them.
Yeah, that's good advice. When when do you start taking it serious? When do you start like make the commitment when it becomes, when it goes from a seasonal sport to, now you're thinking about off season and training and things like that. How old are you when you start doing that?
Yeah, probably right before high school. I remember debating on whether staying at my public high school in my town or deciding whether to go private. I took a couple trips to Savarian. I went to Fian, debating whether or not I should go, um, and ultimately decided on Fian. My uncles knew Coach Doherty, who took over the program at Fian. Had a great time there. But it was probably right around there when I decided where to go to high school was when I really started to take it seriously. I found that I was decent at the game, so I wanted to see how far I could take it.
How important do did your parents and the coaches and all that stuff? How important did they say grades were?
Oh, I mean, they were hard on us about grades. They weren't like you need straight A's students, but you need to put your best foot forward. Um, don't don't slack off just because I mean at the end you need those grades to get into college, and to get that piece of paper from college will set you up for the rest of your life. So I think grades were definitely a big emphasis in our family.
Yeah, I think, nowadays people get focused on the game and the specialty of the game, but I think, I've gone through it, I did it myself, but that was a million years ago. But
Mhm.
I went through it with my son as well. And what I learned is the better grades you have, the more options you have from a sports perspective.
Sure,
So,
yeah, definitely.
um, so you play in high school at Fian. Didn't Christian Fourier's son go to that school?
Yep, Caleb was there for my 3 years I was there. Yep,
What was he a tight end?
he was a tight end. Yep, yep.
Did he go on to play in college as well?
Yep, he played at Colorado for most of his time. He was injured a couple times, and then for his final season, he went to Delaware, University of Delaware.
Nice.
Yep.
Um, Did you specialize in terms of going to like, so if you were, talking to a young football player, would you recommend like camps, certain types of camps, certain types of maybe one-on-one stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I know a bunch of schools do team camps throughout the summer, like
Yeah.
through your like public program. But definitely going to camps, like finding a trainer. Like I found my quarterback trainer uh, sophomore year of high school, junior year of high school. I think he's been one of the most beneficial people to help my football career. Just gaining those fundamentals was huge.
Do you still talk to him now?
Yeah, of course I still go to him. I'll go to him in the spring,
That's awesome.
in the winter. Yep.
Awesome. Great. So you went from Fiend, and it's amazing. So I know that you went from Fiend, and then you went over to Milford High School where your two uncles were coaching. I knew your two uncles growing up. They're younger than me. They were these little pain in the ass guys that used to come out in the basketball court,
Yep.
getting away, and then within a couple of years they were dunking on our heads. So it was it was a good experience watching those guys grow up, and they've had a lot of success coaching football. But what brought that on? What brought that decision on?
Yeah, so I remember it vividly. Just after COVID hit, we were just me and my dad. The opportunity came up that my uncles were going to take a job at Milford, and the possibility of me potentially transferring there to finish out my final season with them. At this point, I had already had a couple offers. I had already committed to UMass, so it was just all in if I wanted to make that jump, was it necessary? And um, I just thought since I they brought me up into football, they taught me a lot of stuff that I know. I just wanted to go play for them one more time because I knew they would want the best for me. They would bring the best out of me. And that was a big decision for me going to Milford, and I wouldn't regret it for anything.
That's a great story. That's a great story. So that's one where you could say the things lined up. COVID was terrible, but things
Yeah,
lined up and it worked out pretty well. That's great.
indeed.
So coming out of Milford, you went to UMass initially. You played a couple of years there, right? 2 years.
Yes, sir. 3 years.
Uh,
I was there for 5 semesters or so.
oh, was COVID? Did COVID impact that at all?
No, 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 no. It was right after COVID. I
Oh,
went,
okay.
yeah, 5 semesters.
So I saw you play at UMass. I saw you play, teams like BC and Florida State, and I saw you
Yeah.
be successful there. Um, what's the difference you think between like a Florida State, BC, ACC type team compared to the teams you're playing now? What's the
Yeah.
biggest difference?
Yeah, there's definitely a huge difference. I mean, speed, size, those are all huge things that come into play. Definitely playing those Power Five, like huge caliber teams, compared to the NEC schedule that we play. But we do have a couple of those games in the NEC. Like we played UConn this past year. We played Central Michigan last year. Um, but yeah, at UMass, there was definitely a heavy dose of those high caliber teams that you had to be ready for. And it definitely prepared me for what I'm doing now, just taking on an NEC type schedule.
That's great. So then you did what I don't know, 80% of kids do now in college sports is you went into the portal.
Yeah,
What's
pretty
that?
much.
What's that like? Did you have anything targeted before you went in the portal, or what was that
Uh,
like?
no, not really. The portal sucks. I mean,
Yeah,
it's straightforward. It's dog eat dog world out there. I mean, first come, first serve. You gotta have some luck in it. My uncles knew Coach Lechtenberg before me entering the portal. They obviously talked to them about me and introduced me. Got my foot in the door there. I was talking to a couple schools, but Coach Lech was the most consistent, like reaching out, talking to me almost every day and getting me on campus and stuff like that. But yeah, COVID stunk, but definitely came out of it on the better end going to Central.
yeah. So you come into Central, you have a good year, right? Last year was a great year.
Yeah, yep. We strung together a couple wins towards the end of the season and managed to win the NEC.
Yeah, and then so this year coming back, was there a lot of guys graduated, or is this team similar to last year's team?
We lost a ton of guys last year. Pretty much the whole O line was gone. There's two kids that stayed. But a lot of kids graduated, a lot of kids left. There was probably 20 kids from the same team, like starters that played from last year. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of change this year in the personnel.
So was the replacements like a combination of portal and freshmen coming in, or how do you do that now in college football? Like I don't,
Yeah,
is it
it's
mostly
it's it's
portal?
crazy. It's crazy for coaches balancing where and when to get kids. one of the kids, my starting left tackle, is a freshman. The other couple are transfers and some younger kids coming up throughout the program. But yeah, a lot of people were transfers, but mainly people coming up through the program.
That's good. So this year starts. Did you know you're going to be all right this year coming in, or was it unknown with all the new guys?
I think it was definitely a little unknown, but I think we had a bunch of confidence from last year to trust in our abilities and have the goals set that we could win an NEC championship again, and we showed that last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, the coaches obviously got the culture set up that you're coming in day one, the standard is we're going to win this league, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, for
good.
sure.
So then you're playing through the season, what, halfway through the season or whatever, you're like, hey, we got something here. Is that what it was? Or
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We strung together a couple close one score wins against Wagner and against LAU last second scores to go up and just seeing everyone stick together throughout those games definitely showed me that we had something special going.
so now coming in, you got the number 9 ranked URI Rams, my alma mater. But I will say I will be rooting for you this weekend. But
I appreciate that.
what do they bring to the table?
Yeah, they're a talented football team. I mean, they definitely earned a spot to be well highly ranked in this FCS playoff. We're gonna have to play well if we have a chance to beat them. And I definitely think we can with the talent that we have on both sides of the football. They're gonna be tough, but we can get it done.
Now, that's at URI, right?
Correct. Yes,
And
sir.
that's 12 o'clock on Saturday, right?
Indeed, indeed.
So I think you might get a little bit of, I mean, I think the weather will be okay, but it's going to be a little chilly. So,
Oh yeah, it'll be a little chilly, same as last year, though.
so that's awesome. So, and then beyond that, whatever, I think I looked at the brackets. Who's lying in wait for you? If,
So UC Davis got the bye in our part of the bracket, so those would be the we go travel to California if we pull out that win.
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah,
All right. So playoffs are over. You're into your spring semester. What's next? What's next for you? Because you're a senior,
yeah,
right?
yes, sir.
So what's
Yep.
next?
So in the winter, I'll be training for a couple opportunities I've lined up, whether it be pro days, showcases, and stuff like that. That'll be in the wintertime, and then I'll keep training and wait out my opportunities, and then in the spring I'll come back here, and I'm gonna get my master's in the spring.
Oh, good for you. That's great.
Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome. So beyond football, when you lose your hair, because your father lost his hair, it's going to be gone. All right. So don't even be fond of it. But down the road, what do you see yourself doing?
Yeah, that's been the magic question I've been trying to answer
And
for
you
the
don't need
past
to
like
answer it, by the way.
2 3 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm just wondering
Uh,
if you thought about some things that you might be interested in.
yeah, of course. A lot of people have what they planned out in their head, but that hasn't been me. I've kind of let college take me where it goes, and see how far this football thing takes me, and then if not, I can fall back on what I've learned throughout college and my connections that I've made. So that's kind of my plan as of right now.
I tell you what, for a guy who's been through it, and it seems like yesterday I was doing it, but that's a good plan. I'll tell you that right now, because you never know what's going to come your way. You never know what interests you might have down the road. I mean, you might be sitting behind a mic like this, doing YouTube stuff. Who knows?
Hey,
But
not a bad gig.
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's good. That's a good approach to take. You're obviously, a great kid. Your parents, Brian and Debbie, did a great job. Um, and I look forward to watching you not only, this weekend and beyond, but beyond that as well. I think you got a bright future, and I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. Had so much fun.
Good. All right. Well, take care, and good luck this weekend. And I'll text you down the road. How's
Yes,
that
sir.
sound?
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Big.
Take care.
You as well.
Yep.